PS2ManyGames.
Right guys, we are in Southampton, we parked. I'm actually in the art museum as we speak, it's free, so I thought I'd check it out while I could. We're going to hit up both CXs hopefully, maybe just the one depending what time it is, because I'm starting to get a bit tired already. Southampton is a big place, like massive place, like hot also, it's very hot today, so we'll see how it goes, but the first one should be quite easy to hit, so we'll do that. Right, we just finished off the first Southampton CEX. To be honest, it's one of the biggest stores I've been in and it looks good, but the quality control was bad. I tried to buy 4 games and only bought 2 of them because 2 of the discs were so scratched that it was just like, no, I'm not buying it. 7 Blades, which will cost me a tenner. That was the worst disc I've seen in a CEX yet. And Robots. So I got 2 more games, but the quality control in the Southampton CEX is terrible. Which is weird because it's one of the most clean places I've been in, so ups and downs, and then we'll get back into it into the main dive and back in the games room, but for now I'm kind of disappointed, I must be honest. Right, let's go for the last CEX after the 4th one, and it's by far the best one of the day. Best customer service, best maintained store, best array of games, most games bought. By far the best CEX of the day. That's the Southampton Shirley CEX, fantastic. And we're going to finish up right now. We're going to head on back and hopefully we will sort this out today. So, sorry, it's really hot today. I'm losing my mind. Alright, speak to you later.
And now back to your regularly scheduled programme.
Right, it's time for part 2 of the South Coast CEX hunt. Southampton this time. Southampton was significantly better than Portsmouth for the games I've got. The stores, one was amazing, one was actually kind of terrible. We'll get to that in a second. Southampton as a city seems to be, on the face, better than Portsmouth. Obviously bigger. The road system is awful. The one-way road system in Southampton kind of sucks. It felt very London-esque, and I never liked London-esque road systems. Portsmouth was a lot easier to navigate. Southampton was not. Both Southampton stores were cleaner than Portsmouth stores were. It was also incredibly hot that day, so I was struggling at this point. Also hit up the art gallery at Southampton because A, it was free, B, I had time, and C, I've never actually been in an art gallery before. Not because I'm on cultures, I've never even tried it. So that killed an hour. That was alright, I suppose. It was free, as I said, so... Obviously I didn't film anything because I don't think you can film in art galleries. I think that's literally not allowed. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. So anyway, let's get to the actual meat of this episode, the CEXs. So, once again, first one was the bigger one, and when you enter the bigger one, it looks fantastic. 2 floors, top floor was all DVDs and music like always. Circular staircase, looks pretty cool, but actually for like height and like room, when you look at it, it looks fantastic, well presented. Not the case, we'll get that in a second. So I actually tried to get 5 games at this Southampton store, took it to the counter, only took 2 away. Why is that? The quality of the CDs they accepted from customers was shocking.
This is unacceptable!
I'm serious. It's the worst quality control I've seen in a CEX yet. There were 3 games I wanted, 2 of them kind of cheap, one of them reasonably expensive, that I checked the distance like, no, I'm not taking that. It was disgusting it was disgusting how scratched some of these discs are. As you know, most CEXs are franchises, so each CEX is run by a different person, they franchise it, they put a lot of their own money into it. Some CEXs
are very good for quality. It's Norwich. Norwich is the best for quality by far. Great Yarmouth, awesome for quality. Then there are some who are not good for quality. Lowestoft, Kings Lynn, Southampton. Yeah. Maybe I'm just being harsh, but both times I've been to Lowestoft, the quality wasn't great. Actually, that's a lie. The second time I went to Lowestoft, it was good quality. I mean, that's where I found that's where I literally found this amass. That's one of the best quality things I've bought in some time. And by the way, what I just hit the floor was not a PS2 game. That was Tool, to be honest. I've been building some stuff over there, so ignore that. So Lowestoft, I'll take Lowestoft out the list. They've been getting better. But yeah, Peterborough, the quality of some stuff is shocking. So honestly, check the discs before you buy them, every time. You should. If you don't, you're asking for trouble. And yeah, 3 of the games, I think Wildem was the game I've been looking at some time. I can't remember, it was over a week ago now. So, but anyway, we put up 2 games from there. First one, £2, MX versus ATV Unleashed. Now, to be honest, I kind of didn't realise I needed this because, give me a second. That's the... Because I've already got MX versus ANT Untamed. Now, if you didn't really keep a list, you would naturally assume they're the same game. They're not. They're 2 different games. So that's another reason why you take a list with you, because I would never have bought this at all if I didn't know I didn't have it. So that's one of those things. That's a win. That was a win. Obviously, noted the amount of MX and ATV games on the PS2 is quite high. Some of them are actually kind of good. I mean, in the top 10 racing games, I think I put one of them in there because the physics is fantastic. I can't remember what it was. I think it was one of the ATV games. One of the 4x4 ones. I'm going to have to go watch my own video again because I've forgotten. My memory, by the way, is horrific. My short-term memory has always been bad. Long-term memory is stunning. Short-term memory is awful. You might have noticed that by now. Now, the second and last game from the first Southampton CEX. I've never heard this game. Reasonably expensive. This is a bit of a mouthful. Aqua Team Hunger. Aqua Team Hunger Force Zombie. Ninja Pro Am. Look at that label. Seriously, Aqua Teen Hungry Force Zombie. And with a name like that alone, I'm going to try it. I literally have no idea what this game's about. I'm going to have to look at this. But this was, I think this is, yes, Cartoon Network. So, made for kids. I got to check this out. It's confusing, but 15 quid this cost me. 15 quid. That's like a Domino's pizza in today's market. I don't know. I haven't bought Domino's pizza for some time, but I'm assuming it's quite expensive. I could be wrong. But yes, that was the first Southampton CEX. Well presented, but disappointing in the quality. So that was actually quite a disappointment, because when I walked in there, I thought, okay, now we've hit the money. This place looks pretty good. And then by the end of it, I was like, that was awful. Side note, some of the people who watch this have said I am a bit harsh in some of the CXs. And obviously some people are used to watching Dan the Games Man, because obviously he's never harsh, he's just positive all the time. I try to be positive as much as I can, but if you do something that I find horrific, I'm going to mention it. Like taking in terrible quality games and trying to sell them on at full price. That's not fair. Last week in Portsmouth, making me wait 10 minutes in the queue when you got 5 staff. That's not fair. Small things like that. I'm going to point it out. We live in the real world. That's the way it is. Not everything is fun. Trust me, I try to enjoy myself all the time. I mean, I laugh at my own jokes. Not because I got an ego, because I just find a lot of things funny. I'm a very giggly person. I have the Dr. Hibbert laugh. I can't help it. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, this is probably where we're going to put the halftime advert of the week. Dave's going to pick this one because I literally can't think of one at the moment. To be fair, I can think of loads, but I want me and Dave to pick one each at a time, because otherwise you're going to keep getting the same kind of like Nintendo-y stuff. Last week, obviously, Sega Sanshiro, the rocket missile. Yeah. Yeah, they were obviously we've gone through both of them now. There was like 6 or 7 adverts, but they're ridiculous. Japanese adverts are just ridiculous in a good way. That's a fact. Anyway, enjoy.
Hey, little buddy, want to ride? Yeah, whatever. I'll be right back.
Where can you catch all 150 Pokemon? On your Game Boy, that's where. Pokemon for Game Boy is here. With both packs, you can catch them all. Games and systems sold separately.
And we're back. So the second Southampton CEX, the far better CEX and the best of all 4 CEXs in the South Coast. Once again, small one. Looks like it's just one of those ready fit ones. How do I explain this? So there are a few CEXs that look exactly the same on the inside. Like I think last week I mentioned, one of the Portsmouth CEXs looks like a dead ringer for the Castle and Elephant one in London. Literally where the cabinets are, where the games are. Literally dead ringer. Same kind of way. And this was the same thing in Southampton. Tills on the left, displays on the left, games on the right. Kind of like a smaller version of Yarmouth. It's that kind of like, close function, if you will. But anyway, this store we got 8 games from. Also the best customer service of the day, and a nice conversation. When you obviously CEXs, I'm only guessing at this, but I think they make most of their money from mobile phone trade-ins and selling them, because obviously mobile phones are so expensive these days. That's probably where they make all their money from, that and like computer components. But obviously computer games is obviously a second, I'm guessing. And you can always tell when the person working there either knows everything about computer games or knows nothing about computer games. Luckily, this fella knew everything and was outwitting me, which is awesome. I'm not like super nerd, but when it comes to PS2 stuff, there are some people I know quite a bit now. I know quite a bit. Anyway, I'm getting the sidetrack, so we're going to go through these games in any particular order because some of these games are actually kind of cool. And by like, well, most of the games are cool, but some of these games, when you get like personal favourite games in one go, you're on a good day. Game number 1 for the second one, Driving Emotion Type S. Another racing game. I'm assuming it's going to be reasonably decent. The graphics looks alright for PS2. Going to give it a crack. I love racing games. £4 paid. Case is actually reasonably heavy. Made by Squaresoft, by the way. Take that in. Squaresoft before they went off to became Square Enix. So, it should be well made. Question mark. So game number 2 from the second CEX, Gladiator Sword of Vengeance. Now to be perfectly honest with you, this is one of those games where I thought I naturally had it, until once again looked at the list and was like, I don't have this. It's like £2, it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. I think I might have got this confused with Shadow of Rome, because they're kind of the same thing. But, made by Acclaim before they went bankrupt, so could be a decent game, but happy to have it. Happy to have it. So, we found 2 more shovelware. Well, I say shovelware. One incredibly shovelware, but another cheap game at Southampton. You'd be surprised, I'm still looking for a few like 50p games, and when I find them I'm happy because they're hard to find. Anyway, Fightbox, the BBC programme. 50 sizzling pence! So, I never knew this existed. Fightbox, apparently it was made by the BBC, so that went past me. I'm assuming this was some kind of children's programme in the early 2000s. Once again, at that point, I was pretty much in college, so I didn't care. But 50p, it must be a terrible game. It must be. But the next one, I tell you what, this is just up there with like Pip the Final Shovelware. Because, once again, this guy got 2 games. Once again, in the day he was known, but at the moment he is literally not known at all. Say hello to Sven Goran Eriksson's World Challenge. Or World Manager. The other one's World Challenge. So this tosspot got 2 games. So here's a bit of knowledge for anyone who actually cares. Sven Goran Eriksson, Swedish, former England's manager. Kind of quirky. Managed England for about 5 or 6 years. Mostly known for being basically not being like, he likes sex. We'll go with that one. Had a relationship with Eureka Johnson, a Swedish female TV presenter. He likes, I think he called it Rumpy Pumpy. His words, not mine. But anyway, yeah, he was unique. And this is the asshole who gave Emil Heskey 62 caps. This man is to blame for Emil Heskey being one of the worst England strikers in world history. Fact. Now, I'm almost certain the majority of people here don't care about football, but for those like 10 people who do, yes! Also, side note, this was made by the people who bought you the 3DO. As I mentioned before, the 3DO console massively bombed, but the guy who put all the money into 3DO, he then spent off, made like games for the PS2, mostly the like Army Men games. This game, he got all his money back, so he basically got to like break even. So good for him. He literally had a massive flop. For Hart to give most of his money back, he did. Well done. I'm not even taking the piss. That's actually quite good. Well done. Right, now we're getting to the good/cooler games. I've got 4 games here that actually are quite noted. Okay. If I can't pronounce this, I'm sorry. But I'm going to try and pronounce this correctly. I'm probably going to get this wrong. I just need to check something quickly. Back in a second. So, you know when you like something catches your eye, like, am I just? No, I'm right. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So, to tell you, sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes, happens nearly once a week. So, I was worried about this because I thought I might actually own it, but I was wrong. I don't own it. This is Disgaea, Hour of Darkness. Obviously, big time hit in Japan, but over to America. I've been reliably told it's a good game, made by Koei. I was worried because I thought I owned it. I actually owned the sequel. I owned the sequel. I had that. I got that from OLL this year, and I think I got that for a discounted price. Anyway, I'm gonna now I've got this. I'm gonna play this, and obviously then the sequel. Still going through Hack though. On the second game on Hack Part 2, I'm gonna try and finish them all in one go. They're good games actually. They're shockingly good games. The graphics have aged not well, but all PS2 games great. Graphics haven't aged very well, unless they're cel shaded, of course. Cel shaded graphics age well. Dragon Ball Z games. I mean, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on Nintendo still looks amazing. Fact. Oh Jesus. Anyway, next games. This will be game 6 from this shop. As I said, I did well in the shop. Some people might be very happy with this because this is a childhood cartoon classic. Some people might go, "What the hell's this?" But Biker Mice from Mars was a quite decent cartoon back in the day. I have never played the computer game. I will try this. I will say one thing though. On the back, it's like it already tells you like 15 levels. I never like games that tell you how many levels a game has because it kind of tells you when it starts and finishes. Never like that. But I'm going to give this game a try. £6, made by the Game Factory. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. But Biker Mice from Mars, still to this day, still kind of cool. Like TMNT, still kind of cool. All those cartoons where they try to like appeal to youngsters, there's still like 1% of me that goes, yeah, that's cool. So game number 7, a game which I've seen countless times but I never actually picked it up. I actually picked it up this time. Should have got this a long time ago, but Ico. Very good game. Graphics probably don't look great at the moment, but it's one of those games you got to give it I played it before. You got to at least play it once to see if you like it or not. £12 for this. That's a reasonably good price. Very happy to have it. Can't believe it took me so long to get it, to be honest. Yeah, obviously they will show like footage in the episode for this, but you'll see. It's either one of those games you're going to like it or you're going to dislike. One of those games. Last but not least, and probably the most like Japanese looking game on this list. It's an Atlas game, also made by Square Enix. It's Odin Spear. Been looking for this game for some time. Very happy to get it. Obviously, 15 sizzling pounds paid for it. Once again, decent game. probably hasn't aged well, but I'm going to play through it at some point again, because I do actually play majority of the decent games here. All the sportswear shovel crap, don't touch. But like RPGs, I give it a crack. Like racing, I will play most of the racing games here. Some of them have aged pretty badly, just saying. But yeah, it's like, I do play a lot of these games. It's a fact. It happens. So, that was 10 games from Southampton, 9 games from Portsmouth, so like 18 games altogether. So it was quite a successful South Coast visit, if you will. I forgot to actually put the number on, change the number from last time, so we're now sitting at 1321. So, very successful, to be honest. I am getting a bit concerned though, because platinum-wise, because I haven't bought a platinum game in like a month and a half. I just can't find any. I can't find any I don't have. CX, it's rare now to see a CX game platinum, where they actually have the platinum disc. It's getting hard, and I'm not even halfway there. I'm just short of halfway, so to be fair, I knew platinums were going to be very hard, but I didn't think it was going to be this hard, you know what I mean? But to be honest, I still got ventures I need to go through, like people I need to speak to. That still needs to happen, so we'll see how it goes. So that's pretty much it for Southampton and Portsmouth. Did well, very happy how it went. You know what I mean, kind of thing. By the way, if I'm just tapping the camera, that means I got a message or something. Just the way it is. So that's pretty much the end of this episode. What's happening in the future? Well, I'm probably going to go to a local place soon, Yarmouth, Lowestoft, Norwich, because I haven't been to, like, especially Norwich. I haven't been to Norwich in a small while. I'm probably going to do another peripheral episode. I don't know if I'm going to do. It might be Guitar Hero next, because I've obviously got the guitar. Not the box one, I got my own one. But there are more peripherals I can do. I'm in the top 10 in some time. I need to do one of them. One of the viewers is pretty much like, give me a top 10. It's like, okay. So I need to do one of those. It's been well over a month since CX had done a price increase. So I'm always looking for that, because they're always good talking points. And one thing I've learnt while doing this, CEX price increases seem to be the most popular thing I talk about. I mean, the two most popular videos on this channel are CEX price increase episodes. That's a fact. So CEX is still incredibly popular for YouTube. It really is. I mean, Dan knows that. So next time they do a price increase, decrease, obviously I'll go for them. We're going to go for them every time now, because obviously prices fluctuate. They go, obviously, sometimes they go up, but they obviously come down. What I've been noticing is, like, the really expensive stuff will only go up, or like the slightly expensive stuff will come down up, it'll just fluctuating. But once it gets to like £80, it never goes below £80. It just keeps going up and up and up and up. I mean, Haunting Grounds, as I said, in the last year it's nearly doubled in price in the last year. That's a fact. And it's going to be £100 soon. I know it is. I did say by the end of the year, Haunting Grounds is going to be £100. That's going to happen. I'm almost certain, because it's just increasing in value at a fast rate. I got bought that like 2 months ago for £60. That's a deal. I decided a few things, by the way. I'm going to start collecting the demo discs. I missed a lot on eBay that I already got like 60 in one go. I was genuinely sad about that. But the demo discs, they are actually kind of cool, and obviously they're dated on the side, so you know which one you're missing. And we can do an episode of that one day, explaining demo discs, because I think all youngsters, at least someone bought like one demo disc DVD, you know, like paid like $4.99 for the magazine demo discs. That's how you found out good games back in the day. You didn't have the internet. You had to find out through demo discs. Fact. Also, to be honest, I've been putting off controllers, different color controllers. I need to start actually buying them, because A, they're kind of cool. B, they're going to get rarer as far as they're going, and C, I think it's like 8 different colors for PS2. I mean like blue, green, red, yellow. Yellow's a bit weird. Still gonna have to get it though. Obviously you got the black, you got the satin, and obviously I've already got the shocking pink. And I know you can buy like PS2 controller stands. If I get lazy, I'll buy them. If not, I'm gonna basically build a stand for like accessories, controllers and such, because it's just gonna look cooler. I am gonna really started putting more effort into making this room more, well, better, to be honest. You see, the door's behind me, right? To my left, which is probably right on the camera, that's where I'm building the new stand, right? Obviously behind me, I've got the 3 smaller stands. The window is to my right. In this corner is just box stuff of like random stuff I've got nowhere to put at the moment. So I've still got another corner I can put stuff in. Bear that in mind though, that obviously I have mentioned many times that we're going to be redoing this whole bungalow. So when we do that, I'm probably going to have to move out for months. We're talking months, like I had to get a rental property for months. So I'm going to have to do things with like thinking, because when I got to move, I've got to pack all the stuff, take all the stuff down. I do not know how many boxes it's going to take to move 1,300 plus PS2 games, but I'm going to go with a solid shitload. Because when I moved here 2 years ago, I think I was at like 300 games at that point. You know, hilarious. Yes, that was like 6 7 boxes, so it's gonna be 20 boxes maximum, like 20 boxes more of PS2 games. Shit. Obviously got the accessories. The more I look at that now, the PS2, I got an awesome deal because I think a box, like the silver box, was like 100 quid. That was 40 quid. I got eBay. The more I look at the stuff I buy, like that kind of stuff. I bought them in the right place. I've heard reliably from, because I got a friend who works for CEX in Norwich, right? He works in there. Apparently in Norwich there's like 10 plus PS2 collectors. Like there's quite a few of us in Norwich. Didn't know that. Didn't know. So if I find these collectors, we're going to start negotiating, like swapping. Apparently PS2 is very popular in the Norwich area. Never knew. One of those things. Also, I need to get in contact with some of you actually, because I have been offered by a couple of you some, like, to buy some of your games, that kind of stuff. Obviously, you saw Dan, obviously viewer Dan, not Dan the Games Man. I bought games from him. I might buy from him again in the future. Well, I will do, but it depends what time. But there are like 3 or 4 people offering stuff too. I need to get to you. I do it one by one because obviously money. When I've got the money, I'll do it. That'll be the end of this episode, by the way. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I do reply to all comments. Obviously, Dave's episode for his collection of Xbox 360 games, I didn't reply to any of those comments because A, it wasn't my episode. B, if I'm applying for Dave, that's a bit weird. And C, I enjoyed the hell out of it, Dave. You did a good job. I'm now trying to convince my other friend Colin to do his, because Colin's got a Wii U collection, and Colin's well over halfway to completing his Wii U collection. I'm curious if you do an episode for the channel, because, well, I say episode, if you just film his collection and put it on the channel, that'd be awesome. I'm actually thinking about that. If anyone wants to film their stuff and just put it on the channel, no, but you know what I mean. If you want to film the stuff and just like send it to me, we can do that. We can do that kind of thing if you want to. Obviously, if we ever get to the point where this channel gets mildly this channel gets like, obviously you know how it goes. So I didn't know about this because when I did the YouTube channel, I wasn't here to make money. I was just here to have fun. So you getting monetized, you had to get a certain number, right, of subscribers. And obviously, if we get to that point where me and Dave are earning like pence from this channel, I will make sure all these like friends, like collection episodes, I will demonetize the episodes. I don't want to make money off other people's like filming. Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's just not cool. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Have a good day, guys. Salutations. Bye. Did I just say salutations? That's hello. Fuck was I talking about?